Welcome back to the Brighton Chamber podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Harris, and this week I'm joined by JJ Zielinski of Lakehouse Studios, the owner and head designer. JJ, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So if you could tell me what exactly it is that Lakehouse Studios does, and just kind of how you can make a difference for different businesses.
Of course. So Lakehouse, my team and I are your creative spark and your one-stop shop for your digital media design and marketing needs. So we do like marketing strategics, advertisement, graphic design, photography and video, including like drone photography and video, social media development, SEO, websites, anything printed promotional from like business cards, billboards, and beyond. We could definitely do that for you. I just love working with individuals to try and elevate their brand, grow their business. And I'm also a people person. I like to know your goals and values because it's important to know what they are and how I could work with you to help achieve them.
Awesome. What made you exactly want to get into the media industry?
Believe it or not, ever since I was a kid and I could pick up a crayon and paper, I wanted to be a designer. I didn't know exactly like how I was going to get there, but this is what I wanted to do, and I never stopped following my dream. I eventually went to CCS, where I learned the design skills, and then afterwards, I actually got an MBA from South University, so I also joke around, and I'm an art kid that could do math.
That's rare.
Yeah, but from there, I actually worked at a bunch of different marketing agencies, and I got the experience, and just fell more in love with just marketing. So that's how everything came to be. And eventually in 2010, I decided it was time to start my own business, and Lakehouse was born.
The rest is history.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So what challenges exactly do businesses have that you feel like you could just elevate them beyond those?
So the biggest challenge I see working with customers, whether they're a startup entrepreneur or even an established corporation, is sometimes reevaluating their goals and values and exactly how to navigate their business. So I get people all the time that will ask me like, oh, I want my social media to look better. Well, define better. You know, are you trying to gain new customers? Are you trying to gain new followers? Same thing with business. Like, you know, I want my business to grow. And a lot of people come to me asking that question, but I have to kind of navigate with them. Well, what does that mean exactly? What are your goals and values of like, what is it that's better to help grow your business? Like, again, is it just like getting more customers, getting more just like public exposure? I mean, the whole 9 yards when it comes to that. So that's the biggest challenge I see, is just people trying to find that navigation. I'm kind of, I guess you could say, your guide to try and just like get you there to your next goal.
Definitely. So with that, what is one of your most enjoyable projects that you've done for a business?
One of my favorite projects of all time is I actually worked on the Super Bowl for a few years.
Wow.
Yep. So I was behind the scenes working for a whole year at a time, just trying to coordinate everything for the upcoming big day, trying to work with different customers, and just what a great opportunity and experience it was to work with a bunch of great individuals, seeing everything come to life for the big day. Definitely just seeing a bunch of smiling faces, just like knowing that like you made a difference. I will say too, it was a little bit stressful.
I bet.
Yeah. In fact, actually, the fact that I actually haven't gone all gray yet, it's actually really impressive. Yeah. So, but it was a good experience, a little bit stressful, but great experience overall.
Yeah. No, that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. But so what are some community events that are coming up that you'd like people to be aware of?
So when it comes to community events, one big event in particular is Marketing Mashup here in downtown Brighton. It's where a bunch of great marketing individuals come together just to collaborate with the community, talk about current topics, things to grow your business, things to keep in mind with modern trends, a bunch of different topics to really work together in a group to really understand like, okay, what should I do differently with my business? Because in order to grow, we kind of have to step outside our comfort zone. And it's nice to collaborate with a bunch of individuals that this is our field. And again, we are kind of like your guides to help you recognize what's going on in the world. What can we do to contribute and actually help you guys to grow your business successfully?
So can you kind of go into more detail about like what people can like expect to learn when they attend Marketing Mashup?
Absolutely. Some things is just like marketing trends. So something that I like to bring up a lot, and a question that's brought up to me a lot lately is just like AI trending. So AI is really big in the community right now. In fact, I see AI as like the next big thing since like the development of social media, where people have tools now and resources to actually develop like social media more efficiently, to design graphics, to really think of like analytics and algorithms to actually more effectively just like target audiences, try and get your message out there, try and get your brand out there. So that's a big topic that is brought up quite occasionally on Marketing Mashup. There's also just like trends of just like, is it more efficient to do like cold calls versus that personal touch of just like, one-on-one, just trying to like sell yourself, going to networking groups, things of that nature.
Yeah. So what role do you play exactly?
When it comes to Marketing Mashup, I work with the Brighton Chamber. Sometimes I'm a guest speaker. Sometimes I'm there just to attend and just give feedback. I do sometimes sit up there with Jason Tracy, Rob Johnson. We have other guests that come in, and I just love seeing the diversity of just like all these great minds coming together in one room just to share their knowledge and discuss these topics, because it's really important to know what's going on in the world and how to efficiently just navigate your business.
So you mentioned AI earlier, and obviously all of us know that that's becoming even bigger than I feel like any of us expected this soon. How do you see that affecting your business? Is that kind of a good or a bad thing?
AI itself, to me, is like anything else in the world. It's neither good or evil. It is. It's something new that we have to adjust to in the world. Now, of course, you could look at the pros and cons to it. So like pros, every individual, you now have the opportunity to make things a little bit easier for yourself, especially like us entrepreneurs trying to grow your business. Again, trying to work on like algorithms, develop graphics, figure out social media, like kind of just like campaigns and designs that you could use to help like more efficiently just like use those tools to grow your business. Now with AI, I know people are a little bit more intimidated when it comes to just like taking away like jobs, for example. I know that's like a huge topic going on for like the creative field, as well as AI. Like, people talk about like privacy and protection, because if we learned anything through history, a lot of times tools are used for good, but sometimes tools are not used for not good purposes.
Exactly.
So it could be a scary situation, but to me, you need to look at it as something just neutral and just use it appropriately the way that it's designed. Something I like to joke around when it comes to AI is I love the Terminator franchise, and is Skynet going to take over? And, it's interesting because I do see that it could become a problematic situation depending on, how you push AI. And I did see actually this really big article the other day about a gentleman put AI next to another AI system, and they started talking in a coded language to each other.
I think I saw that actually.
Yeah, and watching that, I'm just like, okay, and I did fact check it, so it is real, but that kind of thing kind of concerns me because, is it turning into the Skynet situation where like we need to like be careful and maybe, ChatGPT might become like very self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really hard to say what's going to happen in the future with it, but it's like anything else. We should definitely use it for its intended purposes, but definitely be cautious as well. And something that I also forgot to bring up is I do a lot of cybersecurity. And I will say when it comes to just like the digital world, most of the time people do use things for good, but then with AI and also not so good people use it for unintended purposes and not necessarily for good purposes. So, going back to AI, it's just like, is it a good tool? Overall, yes, but you gotta be cautious.
No, exactly. I feel like people kind of use it as too much of a crutch necessarily. Like any good thing in life, in moderation is kind of my opinion for it.
Exactly.
With that, all the different types of advertisements that you do, like what are those exactly and how can AI necessarily help you with those?
That's a great question. So when it comes to like advertisement particular, we like to do like kind of like campaigns, as well as like we'll do like billboards and actual like physical graphics. So that's like primarily our niche. I will say when it comes to like AI, something that could definitely help is it's nice to like bounce ideas. Like for example, with a team, and AI could act as like that team where it's just like, come up with like a few different like layouts, and then kind of like in this collaboration process, you could kind of just like figure out like, what's going to be the best advertisement when it comes to just like this particular project. What's going to be the most efficient? What's going to be the best read? So when people actually see it, like the completed product, they're going to understand, oh, wow, like, this actually turned out really well. So it kind of acts as like, kind of like an extra team member.
That's funny. So JJ, as we wrap up here, what's the best way that people can reach out to you?
Thank you. The best way people can reach out to me is through our website at lhs-dmg.com. I'm also all over social media, and I'm a social butterfly. So if you check out our links, like whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, you could definitely find me. And those are primarily the best ways to get a hold of me.
Sweet. So we'll definitely include those in the show notes. JJ, thank you for joining us. And thank you for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.
And thank you for having me.